Welcome to another ZenFit tutorial. So today we're going to talk about a very complex exercise, but one that is a staple in a lot of people's exercise diets, and that is the Turkish Get Up. The Turkish Get Up is a fairly complex exercise in which we have a dumbbell or a kettlebell. You can even start out with zero weight, nothing in the hand, which is how I have some of my clients start out, just to get the movement patterns engaged, fire the synapses, and create pathways that we can build on later on. What we're going to do is we're going to lay down on the ground in a certain orientation, and we're going to work on the kettlebell being in one hand, and we're going to extend that overhead, and then we're going to stand up all the way and then all the way back down. There's a certain sequence of events that must be used in the right manner, in the right firing order, and you will gain a lot of stability in the hip, in the knee, in the shoulder, and in the core. This is an amazing full body workout. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the Turkish Get Up and then walk you through it with a voiceover, because I'm going to be breathing so hard. I want to concentrate on what I'm doing, and I don't want to screw that up for you. So here is the Turkish Get Up. Okay, so when I set up for this Turkish Get Up, you want to notice that my right foot is going to get really close to the butt, and that's going to set up for a really strong bridge position. You'll notice that throughout this video, a lot of my movements I pause on. That's because I'm trying to accentuate the movement so I can really lock that muscle memory in. And you can see as I progress through each stage, I have my joints stacked. I'm always looking at the weight. I have a good strong bridge. My knee is right over top of my ankle to have a good lunge. Still looking at the weight, the straight arm, extended elbow, straight wrist, making sure that I'm really strong in that planted foot, keeping the bridge, the hips are engaged and the abs are engaged, and then all the way back down. Now the thing you want to really practice here is you want to be able to own and demonstrate and master the very beginning stages, which is all the way up to what I call the Turkish Get Up bridge, the Turkish bridge. So that's going to be, you're going to have your hand up the entire time, and I always look at the bell or the hand or the object in the hand. I never want my eyes to go off of that. I want to concentrate on extension the entire time and good shoulder stabilization. So one of the first things that we have to master is coming onto the elbow, stacking my joints. My shoulder is stacked over my elbow. My other opposite shoulder is stacked as well, and then my elbow stacks on my shoulder and my wrist on my elbow. You see I have a stack here of my joints. From this position, I'm going to push up and extend my elbow. I do that by just placing my weight through that opposite hand. Now, the important part is this right here, the Turkish bridge. Notice how high I get. This is important because if I don't get high enough, my foot is going to catch as I come through, my body's going to go down, and that weight is going to fall. So it's very important to master with no weight this bridge and be able to hold this bridge. Strong through this bent leg, this down leg, and very strong through this hamstring with my straight leg. So in this case, my right leg is the bent, my left leg is the straight. I'm going to go strong through the hamstring and glute, really pushing up with both legs, finding this strong bridge so that when I lift, I can bring that leg, through with no problem. So this pattern is the most important pattern that I found in the Turkish Get Up. It must be mastered so that you can progress through the Turkish Get Up. From there, it's just lifting your hand off the ground with some core strength and then going into a lunge. Very simple, but getting to that bridge is very important. Doing that correctly, doing that with perfect form, not rushing anything. A lot of people, when I see them do the Turkish Get Up, they don't finish it. The bridge is low. The waist isn't fully expressing the power through it. It's not straight. I see a lot of people with their Turkish Get Up coming down to about here. We really want to get that Turkish Get Up or that bridge very, very high. If we can do this, we can express a massive amount of power with strength through our hips, and in that place we can then use that height that we have and that stability and strength to manipulate our foot better underneath our body during the Turkish Get Up. And it's going to translate, a better bridge will translate to more weight later on. A weak bridge will limit you in how much weight you can do in your Turkish Get Up, and it's always going to be a bane. So what we really want to focus on is using good, strong hip movement and hip engagement to keep our hips high as we're standing up from the Turkish Get Up. That will help an immense amount. The Turkish Get Up is a staple in a lot of my programs. I love the Turkish Get Up. I think it's a very simple and strong movement to master. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can go ahead and practice all of those things with or without weight. I hope you enjoyed the Turkish Get Up. Feel free to comment below. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter, ZenFit for life, or ZenFit, or Chad Yonkas. All the links are below for social media. Thanks. Have a great day.